Three major pieces of data, including a new US and China trade deal, just dropped. We're going to review it together to see if Trump won the war or not. So those three pieces of data are inflation numbers, tariff revenue, and what the new trade deal looks like with China. So make sure you stick around till the end if you want to know about all three of them. So first, we're going to get into the inflation numbers because the talking point during the tariffs have been how the cost of everything is going to go up. And this is the third month worth of data that we have to know if that's the case or not. So you can see that for the month of May, inflation did rise 0.1%, but that is less than expected. And we can see that the annual inflation rate came in at 2.4%, and that core CPI came in respectively at 0.1% and 2.8%. Now here's a quote about the tariffs and the inflation. It says that today's below forecast inflation print is reassuring, but only to an extent. It says that tariff-driven price increases may not feed through to the CPI data for a few months yet. So it's far too premature to assume that the price shock will not materialize. So this is the third month in a row that the inflation numbers came at or below expectation, meaning that if the tariffs are impacting prices, we haven't seen that yet. Now, as far as tariff revenue is concerned, so this is how much money the U.S. is gathering from the tariffs. It says that the U.S. collected a record $22.3 billion in tariff revenue in the month of May. And here's what's interesting. In the month of March, the U.S. collected $8.8 billion. And in April, the U.S. collected $16.5 billion. So each month, the United States has been collecting more and more in tariff revenue, but we haven't seen any of that impact passed down to the consumer yet. Now let's finish strong with something we've all been waiting on for months, the details of the U.S.-China trade deal. Now these details were announced by President Trump, but they are pending final approval. It says that our deal with China is done, subject to final approval with both presidents. Full magnets and any necessary rare earths will be supplied up front by China. Likewise, we will provide to China what was agreed to, including Chinese students using our colleges and universities. We are getting a total of 55% tariffs. China is getting 10%. So that's a rough draft of the final trade deal with China, but we'll get the full details once it is finalized. So now I turn it over to you. Now that we've seen record revenue from tariffs that haven't increased the price of living for everybody, and a new trade deal with China, do you feel like these tariffs were smart, or do you think, hey, this could have been handled a little bit different? Let me know in the comments below.